Hello, and welcome to this presentation video for the Better Reference Explorer plugin for Unreal Engine. It works much like the built-in reference viewer. You can right-click on any asset and choose the new Better Reference Explorer entry. The plugin window opens. At the top, you have the search options. Below that, you can see the path of the asset you're currently searching on. In this case, the hero's blueprint. Next, you have two panels. On the left side of the window, you have the referencers. These are the assets that reference the hero's blueprint. On the right, you have the dependencies, meaning the hero's blueprint depends on all of these assets. The results between the plugin and the reference viewer are similar, although Better Reference Explorer is able to find additional dependencies that are not tracked by the asset registry. Let's open the reference viewer side by side to compare. The main advantage of Better Reference Explorer is that you can directly see the link between assets through the property chain column. Let's take an example with this asset, CFX default skin. It appears in purple, just like in the reference viewer, to indicate that it's a soft reference. If we disable soft references in the search options, it disappears. The built-in reference viewer does include a resolve referencing property feature, but most of the time, it doesn't work, as you can see here. With Better Reference Explorer, we can clearly see the link. The connection between the hero's blueprint and CFX default skin starts from a component called Lyra Context Effect, then a property named Default Context Effects Libraries, which is a container. Inside it, the element at index 0 holds the reference to our default skin. Let's open it. As expected, we find the component named Lyra Context Effect, and inside it, we have the container holding the reference to CFX default skin. Let's take another example with this dependency on B footstep. What's particularly interesting here is that you can see the link is inside a blueprint graph. In this case, the plugin lets you directly find the dependency using the Focus on Usage in Graph option. It opens the blueprint instantly at the right spot and selects the node where the reference to the footstep is found. Very convenient. We can use the same feature for behavior trees and enum blueprints as well. Let me show you. Here, we're looking at a behavior tree where we can visualize all its dependencies. We can check where this AI perception enemy, EQS, is used and jump directly to it with Focus on Usage. The plugin then selects the node where we find a service referencing our EQS. Same thing with decorators or services. Here, for example, with this Allowed to Fire decorator, you can quickly jump to where it is used. The plugin is also capable of finding more than one property chain, linking two assets. For example, here with this setFocus service, which is used in several different places by the hero's blueprint. You can select the different property chains that were found, such as the one used by the Looking for Weapons node. Then, using the Focus on Usage feature again, it takes you directly to the correct location of the Looking for Weapons node, where our setFocus service is referenced. It also works with enum blueprints. Here, we have a dependency on blend space 1D, and the plugin finds the node in the enum graph. It also finds a reference to a blueprint, which we can instantly jump to as well. Let's take another example with a different asset to show that the plugin also supports gameplay tags. Here, there's a gameplay tag dependency, shown in blue-green. With Better Reference Explorer, we can easily see the link. There is a gameplay queue tag property directly on the blueprint. Let's take a look. So here it is, the gameplay queue tag property, and here is our gameplay tag. One of the other advantages of Better Reference Explorer over the built-in reference viewer is that it also works on C++ classes. Let's take a native class, specifically the base ability class from the Lyra project. Here, you can see all the references to the Lyra gameplay ability class, that is, its child classes. This can be very useful. Let's open one of them. For example, this one. We just have to click it to navigate to it. Once inside, we can see the different dependencies we have on this gameplay ability. Then we'll go back and pick another one. For example, here we'll take melee. We can see its different dependencies. Here, there are several anim montages referenced by this gameplay ability, and we can very easily jump to them. Or, for example, a dependency on a gameplay effect, which we can locate in the blueprint graph. The Better Reference Explorer plugin helps you save a huge amount of time when tracking down references and dependencies in Unreal projects, and it comes with several other handy features. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and that it made you want to give it a try. Thanks for watching.